self-defense. Pliskin 54 here. You know, we haven't made a video in a while, and we needed to talk about some topics that have been on my mind. And today we have a very nice day, so we're out here to talk about some things that I think are important. First of all, over the winter, you've probably all been aware of all of the anti-gun rhetoric, and especially all the rhetoric about black rifles, about AR-15s, and how we should do away with them, they should be banned, etc., etc. And you've heard a lot of our very intelligent politicians and very intelligent police chiefs and sheriffs and other things who've been involved in some of these shooting incidents talk about how bad and evil these particular guns are, these black rifles, AR-15s. And yeah, I'm sure you've heard the same rhetoric that I have from very, what President Trump calls them, low IQ. And I think I'd have to agree with that. Low IQ politicians who talk about things they don't know anything about. Of course, every politician does that. I guess that's the definition of a politician. But they're talking about these AR-15s like they will jump out of your hand and automatically start shooting like crazy. But one thing that really does make me laugh, and actually I'd laugh harder, I guess, if it wasn't so crazy and it wasn't so irritating, that I've heard politicians talk about these AR-15s are evil because they are full semi-automatic. And you've heard politicians try to get up and spout as if they're knowledgeable on things, and they talk about how these shoot so fast and they can do a lot of damage, and they can spew out rounds like crazy and spew out bullets, and that they can maximize the ability to knock people down, and that's what makes them so horrible. And it's because they are full semi-automatic. Well, obviously those in the know watching this video are gonna say, what? Full semi-automatic? Yeah, all these AR-15s that the average guy can buy without a license to buy a machine gun are full semi-automatic. So obviously the politicians are confused, and today this video, I think, is mostly for the dumb politicians out there and people who are not very knowledgeable and not very experienced. So we want to talk about how fast because this AR-15 shoot compared to, say, a pistol, a handgun, and a revolver as well. So we're going to time it. I've got the shot timer today, and we're going to time how fast these things can shoot and compare them. And we're going to show that the rate of fire of these guns is based on the shooter. How fast can the shooter pull the trigger? Because the definition of a semi-automatic is you have to pull the trigger each time you want to get a shot off. So if you can pull the trigger really fast and stay on target, well, you can shoot it really fast. If you can't do that, you shoot it slower. Now I have to say, for full disclosure, that I am a qualified trainer, and I'm qualified on the AR-15 and the handgun, and I've been through training to qualify police officers, security officers, armed security, concealed carry, and you know, so I could do that kind of training, and I've qualified, and I've had to shoot the instructor qualification, which is 90% or better on a qualification test, which I've done. And so, you know, am I a complete expert? No, not really a complete expert, but I'm pretty knowledgeable, and since I can train other people, I think that means that I probably know a little bit about what I'm talking about. And I have developed over the years a little bit of skill with these arms. So for, you know, full disclosure, that's what you'll get. Okay, so today, as I said, we're going to shoot 3 rounds as fast as I can pull the trigger, and time it. and then we're going to shoot this, the fully semi-automatic handgun and see how fast that is. And then I'm going to get my revolver out, which is a double action only, and pull the trigger and see how fast we can shoot. And then maybe we'll run the test again, just you know, to get 2 sets of results. So that's what we're planning to do, and I hope this is helpful to all you who don't really understand much, and to show you that in fact this rifle, you can see right here on the selector, it is fully semi-automatic. That means it could be set here to either safe or fire, and fire means one shot at a time, pulling the trigger 1 shot at a time. Now if this were a military arm and it had a fully automatic setting, it would be set to safe, semi-auto, and full auto. And of course the M16 that I had when I was in the military was set that way. So we could select it to full auto if we wanted to, which means that as long as I held my finger down on the trigger, it would continue to fire until the ammunition was gone. Now that was full automatic, okay? And I think that's where these politicians are getting confused between the semi-automatic and the full automatic. But this one is the type that's owned by civilians, and it is a full semi-automatic. So let's get to it. We'll shoot right now. Okay, here we are. We've got the AR-15 here, and we'll put a magazine in. We'll rack the slide, chamber it up, get my ear protection in. Alright, now, again, full disclosure, this is a 30 round magazine. So, yes, you're going to get more rounds because it's got a bigger magazine than a handgun does. And these AR-15s will shoot either a 20 round magazine or a 30 round magazine. Then this one's probably loaded down to about 28 or so, so that you can rack it in. All right, we're in tight. We're going to rack it back. Let's check to see. Yes, in fact, we're good to go. All right, now we're going to select fire from safe on to fire. And here we go. Now I'm going to shoot 3, and we're going to time it with this shot timer. So when the shot timer beeps, it'll start recording. As soon as I hear the beep, I'll fire 3 as fast as I can, and we'll see what the time is. All right. Okay, the time was 3 shots in 0.85 seconds. So that was less than 1 second. 0.85, 3 shots. The first shot was at 0.29. Second one is at 0.33. 0.85 for all 3. All right, let's do that again. 1.27 seconds. It was a little slow. Let's try it again. .79. Okay. All right. That was 0.79 seconds. That was probably the best time I had. And 79 seconds, that's 3 shots in less than 1 second. That means I was already up on the gun though. I was already up and ready to run the gun. If I'd have had to bring it up and all that, it'd have been slower. Let's try the handgun now. Okay, we'll load and make ready. Whoop, put a mag in. Okay, we're loaded and ready. We're going to fire the handgun now. Ah, what do you know? 3 shots with the 9mm handgun. 0.79. 0.79. That was the same speed that we had with the AR-15. 0.79. Now remember, I'm having to pull the trigger individually every time. Alright, let's try that again. .80. Sorry. 0.80. 0.80. First one was 0.27, then 0.29. Oh, those are the splits, sorry. Those are the splits between them. So the splits were 0.27, 0.29 between the shots. Alright, try that again. And again, I'm already up on the gun and I'm ready. So, you know, if we're comparing speed, we're kind of doing apples to apples here. .72. 0.72. 0.72 is actually faster than the AR-15 was. So I'm shooting this handgun on this last go around faster than the AR-15, which means that if you were in some kind of a confrontation or it was a, you know, heaven forbid, a school shooting or something, I think what we're saying is the shooter, if they were using a handgun, could actually get off more rounds faster. Simply because it's smaller, it resets faster, slide's not moving as far, and there's probably a little less recoil with this. Well, there's not much recoil with the AR-15, but so maybe recoil is not much of an issue. But basically, speed doesn't. Speed's actually a little faster here, so that kind of blows a lot of the argument about, oh, if you want fast and mowing people down by the dozens, then the AR-15 is the way to go. Now, we talked about magazine capacity. This one has a 16-round magazine. The AR, I was running a mag with about 28 in it. So you could shoot longer without a mag change, but mag change outs for a handgun like this can happen pretty quick. And let's show you how fast that can happen. Alright, we'll shoot, we'll change mags, and we'll shoot again. Okay, 4.9 seconds. 4.9 seconds. So there was 6 shots and less than 5 seconds to get off 6 shots. That was shooting 3, dropping the mag, reloading the mag, and shooting 3 more. So 4.9, 3, change mag, shoot 3. 5 seconds. You know, so you shoot all your 16, and with a little practice you can reload in less than 5 seconds and get back on target. It doesn't seem like there's much of a difference there. So what we're saying is, you know, the AR-15, the semi-automatic pistol, it doesn't look to me like there's a heck of a lot of difference there. And to demonize an AR-15, to say, oh, it's horrible and it's the ultimate killing machine and blah blah blah, well, you know what, anything that shoots bullets is a killing machine. the ability of the operator has a lot to do with it. But when it comes right down to it, the AR is not really any faster. Holds a few more rounds, but you can reload this handgun faster than you can reload the AR-15. So, you know. So now let's try a revolver and see how that goes. Okay, so here is Smith & Wesson 67. This is a police turn-in type revolver. This is the kind that the police officers used back in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s. And it only shoots double action, meaning you have to pull the trigger each time. And we'll see how fast that shoots and compare those times as well. Okay. Here we go. Okay, the old school police double action revolver, .83, .83. We were what, .79 with the AR-15. We were .72. I think was one of the pretty good times with the semi-automatic handgun. And here we are with the old style police revolver, .83. Now on this, the pull on the trigger is a little harder. The cylinder's got to rotate, so there's a little more mechanical stuff going on there. But still, I mean, you only got 6 shots, but once again, it's as easy as flipping it, opening it out, dumping those rounds out, putting new ones in, especially if you have a speed loader and you're back in business. So once again, I'm not sure that the AR-15 you know, is quite the ultimate killing machine that everybody talks about. Any of these guns could do it, and they're not talking about banning used police turn-in revolvers. They're talking about banning AR-15s because they look militaristic, you know, which is BS. Okay, so anyway, the military, by the way, when I first went in the military, you know what the sidearm was for officers? It was this, basically. It was a Smith & Wesson Model 15, which was basically just like this. That was the standard sidearm for officers. So you want to say this is militaristic? You might as well, because that's what I was issued when I first went in. All right, here we go again. Whoops. Don't know what happened there. All right, here we go again. Didn't pull the trigger all the way back, I guess. Well, that was only 2 shots. That was 68 seconds. But you get the idea. Then one of the things that I did on this was I short stroked the trigger. I pulled it for the first shot and I didn't let it all the way out before I tried to pull it again, so I didn't get the second shot. And when you shoot a lot of semi-automatic pistols like this one, you're used to a very, very short trigger reset. And when you get on these old revolvers, boy, it's a long trigger reset. So you got to practice on these a little bit, but that's what happened there. But I think what we're saying is, what we've demonstrated is, the AR-15 doesn't shoot any faster than anything else. And you know, I think I'm pretty good with this, and you know, I really can't rock that AR any much faster than I can rock this XD, Springfield XD. Anyway, so I guess my comments would be to all you people out there who may know people, may know politicians, may have friends, relatives, whatever, who have this idea that this AR-15 is a lightning fast killing machine. Maybe show them this video, and which demonstrates that it's really not any faster, maybe not as fast. And you know, it's all just hype, it's politics, it's bunk. It's liberal propaganda, and don't believe it. Don't believe it. So anyway, I hope you like this video, and we'll catch you later. Bye.